Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and this is the Frontline Changes report. Commanders, do register your name in the attendance sheet by pressing the like button, and for the new members that have never come here before, do sign in, register yourself in the subscribe button. Commanders, we shall now begin the briefing for the Frontline Changes report. So we have quite a number of frontline changes, some very significant. We're going to start off with the Kursk front first. The Russian incursion into the Sumy region has been confirmed with geolocation. Russian forces has been geolocated inside Zhuravka, and this geolocation confirmed that the Russians have indeed advanced here, corroborating most of the Russian claims of the Russian advance in Zhuravka. So this is now pretty much confirmed that the Russians have entered into Zhuravka. The distance that the Russian forces have traveled into Zhuravka is around 1.7 kilometers. So very significant development. And this is not yet corroborated or acknowledged by the Ukrainian side just yet. But the geolocation basically confirms the presence of Russian forces in Zhuravka. Over at the Kurilovka region, the Ukrainian mapping have acknowledged that the Russians have basically gained control of most of the forests around here, corroborating Russian claims that was previously made by the pro-Russian sources. So this advancement is expected, and the gray zones are huge on the Ukrainian mapping. So we will be expecting more frontline changes in this sector in the coming days, given the amount of gray zone there is. I think with more information, I think we're going to see some further frontline changes as the Ukrainians basically has lost momentum in this sector. However, the Russians' momentum is also very slow. The Russians is not moving much anyway in this sector as well. So after the next frontline change after Kurilovka, we go to the Ukrainian Belgorod operations. So the Ukrainians have launched this new offensive operation into the Belgorod region in the northernmost part, just next to the border of the Kursk Oblast. So in the Russian mapping have confirmed that the Ukrainian forces have gained a foothold into the Belgorod region, but they have yet to capture any of the major villages or towns in the region, advancing towards Demidovka, towards Gravovka. Some of the forests in the north of Prilese is been taken. There's a small village of Lipsy, most likely have been taken, and the forest south of Prilese seems to be taken by the Ukrainian forces as well. Ukrainian advances continue. The entire stretch of the front line is around 11 kilometers. So this is an 11 kilometers front line. So we'll continue to monitor the situation in this sector. This is a great success for the Ukrainians in this area here. This chunk alone in the north is already 5.76 square kilometers. So we move on to the next frontline change is over at the Voreshna front. Over at the Voreshna city, the Russian mapping have acknowledged that the Ukrainian forces have successfully retaken part of the city with the Ukrainian counteroffensive in this sector. So this marks some good news for the Ukrainian side and invalidating some of their previous success. So the Ukrainian advance is around 1.8 kilometers deep from the entrance, the furthest point where the Russians' presence was previously noted. So this is a pretty successful counterattack, and Voreshna is now very contested for now. After Voreshna, the next frontline change we go to Tarasivka over at the Pokrov front. This is Pokrov, so this is the Pokrov front. Tarasivka in the north, in this area here in the northern flank, Russian forces have been geolocated to be attempting to storm into Tarasivka. Fighting is basically at the outskirts, So a very, very tiny change around here. Distance moved is not even 100 meters. So this is a tiny change over at Tarasivka. And the next frontline change is over at Shevchenko. Similar situation with the Russian forces geolocated in the northern part of Shevchenko, marking some slight change in this village or town. Basically, this is Shevchenko, very, very small change in this area here. So this is basically just south of Pokrov. The next frontline change is after Shevchenko is at Zaporizhia. So this is one of the latest information that have just came out from the Ukrainian mapping. Deep State UA reported that the northern outskirts of Zaporizhia, including this farm, barn, industrial, building ish thingy, has been taken by the Russian forces as well. The entire northern outskirts of Zaporizhia has been taken by the Russian forces according to the Ukrainian mapping. The advance is around 700 meters. So this allows the Russians to now pounce on Preobrazhenka. And there's one last frontline change after this, is over at Lobkove at the Zaporizhia front. So this is Zaporizhia, and Lobkove is around here at the Karamsky sector. So according to the pro-Russian mapping, they have mapped that the Russian forces have advanced north of Pyatikaki towards Lobkove. The Russian sources say that there's still no information of the capture of Lobkove yet, but this is a very positive advancement according to the pro-Russian sources. This is, however, just a Russian claim for now. The advancement is around 1 kilometers. So, Commander, for those commanders that's having a birthday today, happy birthday to you. And remember to register. Don't get charged for not pressing the like button. And for the new members, it's very important to press the subscribe button to register yourself in the DPA army. And as we are going for 100,000 strong army group, so it's very important that you have to join the army. You have to register so that we can send you to become a cannon fodder. So that's all for the frontline changes. We're going to do some calculation in terms of the mathematics in this sector. So the Russians, so let me pull out the calculator. Commanders, give me a second. So we're going to calculate the Russian one first. So 8.8 plus 1.24 plus 2.22. The total area captured by the Russian forces is 12. Wait, give me a second. 12.26 square kilometers. And so the Ukrainian one is 7.93 plus 1.22. The total area captured by the Ukrainians is not shabby at all. 9.15 square kilometers. So this is a pretty close, but the Russians still pip it across the finishing line, with the Russian forces capturing a lot of grounds in Kursk. However, the Ukrainian Belgorod operations is also taking some grounds from the Russian side, so accumulating 7.93 square kilometers. And the Vreshna city retaking of part of the city contribute 1.22 square kilometers. So however, the Pyatikaki claim is pretty big. It's 2.22 square kilometers, and the Pokrov mini stuff is only 1.24. It's not very significant. Anyway, these are the frontline changes report for the past 24 hours. Commander, thank you for watching. You can now return to your stations, and I'll see you guys in the next update.